Brothers at Odds. It's a story we've heard all too often, and one I've somewhat suffered from myself. Not to the point of what we're seeing here, though, because in Gintama, nothing is entirely straightforward. And with one of the characters wanting to be a better man, growing more than what he was, well, kind of kidnapped trying to deliver a letter. Toshiro's brother, who was blind, is from what I remember from that little backstory. Gotta get someone to read it to him then. But still, big confrontation, there'll be some bloodshed, and a whole lot of paperwork. Shall we see whose resolve is stronger? Honestly, I think we know the answer. Oh no. Well, there was no real escaping the rap recap once again, was there? No matter who I bribed, the rap was too powerful. You know, maybe it's his personality and attitude where he doesn't have anyone respond to him. You see, I think there's going to be a lot of injuries on every side here, but the ones who you probably have to feel the most sorry for are the, was it Joy? The terrorist cell, because they're going to be attacked on all fronts. One of the many aspects of Gintama that I really do like is that it is very self-derogatory a lot of the time. It's just so aware, isn't it? I wonder if this thing here is going to have a different meaning after the arc. I'm not sure we're exactly seeing Toshiro or the Shizugumi in a different light, because we've already known they were a little fawny. And when he has a gaze like that, we know that he's getting somewhat serious. And is Gintoki still hiding among the ranks? What you've got to love about Okita is that he probably has the power to take over. Just not the full will to carry it out. Do you think it would look as imposing if everything didn't have that red sheen across it? It's quite loose-fitting barbed wire if it's wobbling that much. If that was his goal, he'd just let them do their own thing. And how's he probably going to use a few words to turn this entire thing around? Oh, he's a big fan. That was a cheap, cheap trick, but it's not going to work. He made the first move there. Now it's entirely self-defense, though, isn't it? Blah! It's like a graceful dance, just with a lot more blood. Do you really want to be following that closely? Well, if she does her job right, she wouldn't be attracting that attention. It's not in front of you, you should be worried about. With no remorse or hesitation. Is she just interested in a worthy fight? Oh. Probably not in the way that most people would be eager. The fact she's fighting with two blades here, and one of them is the, I can't remember what they're called, Tanto. Not usually a fighting style we've seen too much in Gintama. And they both looked away. I mean, was it really a good idea to be staying so close when she has the extra knife? When did he set up the trap with the barbed wire? That's actually quite clever. And the fact that he can seemingly dodge bullets at that closer range. Used to dodge bullets. Boom. I don't expect him to go down that easily, so what is the... act being played. Are they? Do they all have guns as well? This forming a firing squad. Oh no, they're just rushing in. You may want to get out. I think you've got the wrong idea there. They think they have some valuable information, and they probably do, just not in the way they think. I mean, he could have just sent an email. You'll lose the leverage if you read it out. Can he read? Take your time, it's okay. Do you think that he was actually sending letters to his actual brother, though, at some point? Compared to when he first arrived. Still annoying. And even despite the numerous setbacks, you've at least got to admire his attempt to continue. I mean, everyone under the Shinsengumi has some level of expertise. And how much of the letter was actually transcribed out? He has learnt it firsthand. I was about to guess that one. With the fading of the background and him slowing his pace. Good shot. Who is guarding the entrance? It's not over quite yet, but how he managed to get there. And the fact that he hasn't budged from his stony expression at all. I think it's keep coming back even then. What about, disrupt the bullet with his sword? Straight up. Travel. I didn't expect a thrust. Or that. You see, that's what happens when you get him actually fired up. I think everyone is rightfully slightly shocked. Good thing he lit the cigarette beforehand. I mean, a rose has its thorns as well, but at least they're trying to look for a solution. Why can't it be both? Yet who is he to say Toshiro's motive for doing anything? Oh, they've already reached the rooftop. So much like how Kondo and Yamazaki were sent forward, they had their own detachment. He made it up there quick, especially with all of his injuries. Yeah, you've already been told numerous times the hostage is not going to work out. And cue the silver-haired savior. Moshi moshi. So now he can take his own action. Yep. Make sure your job is done first. Gintoki knows how to do things. Oh no. This isn't the first time Gintoki has gone up against a helicopter. Do they fire indiscriminately, or do they actually want to protect their own forces? Is is Gintoki really trying to take the moral high ground in all of this? There is no black and white. Katsuro would be so proud. Whenever they start laughing, you know to be scared. Giving out some useful advice. Is he telling him he's too tunnel visioned? There is so much history behind all of them. I still want to see the scenes with Okuta. And once again, it's making me feel, remember? When you have people talking in slightly hushed tones on tops of rooftops, why is it that everyone can hear them clearly? Especially with a helicopter hovering overhead. Is he kicking him off the edge? Eh? It was all part of the plan. At least he gets to use that firearm he's been carrying for a while. I think I found a thumbnail there. They were grown in the same garden, those two. Their abilities at improv are astounding. What if he had missed the rope? All of this would have been for naught. I don't think there's going to be a change in the elite police force there, but how will they treat their subordinates and see their own worth? Some of the shadows and the highlights in this episode were beautiful. It was a really, really nice choice of lighting. Even if some of the scenes were a little dark. Good, we are getting a lot more of them. And I saw that he replaced his jacket there. You think he's going to get the full dry cleaning bill from Ishiburo? And for an elite force, sending in countless, almost nameless goons up onto the rooftop there instead of a crack team of specialists. And with the injuries that he has sustained on this episode, Toshiro is probably going to be, on bed rest, healing up for an hour? Who knew that the terrorists were going to struggle reading that letter? The illiteracy rate is terrifyingly high. And that's just talking about the Shinsengumi. But after all this is over, do you think there's some pruning to be done? We might get a bouquet or two. Just try not to get pricked. But seriously, what they were doing with the story, not really all too surprising. Cinematography, actually quite nice. Parts of it actually surprised me. It didn't go exactly as how I thought it would. But it really showed off Hijikata quite well. You do not want to be on the receiving end of that thrust. Or many others, probably. But now we're also getting a blast of Gintoki. I don't want to be anywhere near that building. I'm going to sit back, enjoy the fireworks. If you want to be there as well, let me know down below. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out if you want to take a break, but if you want to carry on straight into it, should be here. Get a drink. I'll see you there. If you want to stave off the experiment of whether or not gravity can actually undo me and the channel, consider joining on to my Patreon, because my patrons that are Sal, Raywin, Electric Ant, Arthea, Noku, Shiwan, Mecha, Jennifer Rojas, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Mats, Russell Paulson, Girly, Dynamite 1997, ASD, Doug Shadow 7899, and everyone else, have shown that they don't really want to risk losing what we have here. And as long as what we have is nothing like Gintama, I'm sure it's a good thing.